Hey everyone, and welcome back to the NOSR Webs podcast. Before we get started, make sure you check out the links below for some awesome offers you don't want to miss.
They really are good this time.
Okay, now on to today's deep dive. And today we're going deep into the world where science meets cryptocurrency.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
It is. We're talking DeSci, short for Decentralized Science. And it just might be the biggest change the research world has ever seen. Think about it, like groundbreaking discoveries, but not coming from, those big institutions.
Right.
But instead from, like, everyday people, like you and me.
Exactly. What's so cool about DeSci is that it's really trying to tackle those, huge problems that have been holding back scientific research forever. I mean, the funding process, it's so slow.
It is.
And there's not a lot of transparency.
Nope.
And just trying to access and share knowledge, it's like running a marathon through mud.
Ooh, that's a good one.
DeSci's trying to change all that.
It really is all about putting the power in the hands of individuals so they can, be a part of scientific progress. And the coolest thing is, this isn't some far-off future.
No, definitely not. We're already seeing DeSci in action, in the real world.
Real-world examples, that's what I like.
Yeah, like Vita.AO.
Okay, tell me about it.
So they're funding longevity research, the search for the fountain of youth. And they're using this really unique method that involves tokenization and community ownership. And get this, they've even gotten the attention of those big pharma companies like Pfizer.
Wait, Pfizer? The Pfizer?
Yeah, Pfizer. The one who, pretty much kept us going during the pandemic.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Right. That's a huge vote of confidence.
Maybe they're, trying to add a few more years to their own lives.
Could be. Just kidding. But seriously, makes you wonder what they see in DeSci.
I mean, it could be a bunch of things, right? Maybe they want to try different approaches to research, see if they can get those breakthroughs faster than the traditional way.
Yeah, or maybe they see the power of DeSci's community-driven approach, tapping into this global network of researchers and investors who are really passionate about specific research areas.
It's wild to think that a network of individuals could be doing the same kind of innovating that these huge corporations and research institutions are doing.
I know, right?
Speaking of networks, whenever I hear blockchain, my brain automatically goes to those Bored Ape NFTs.
I feel that.
But DeSci is showing us that blockchain can actually have an impact on the real world, beyond digital collectibles.
For sure. DeSci projects use those blockchain platforms like Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana to create these really secure and transparent ways to track funding and store data. So every little thing, every contribution, every finding, every single bit of data can be traced, and you can't mess with it.
So no funny business.
Exactly. This level of transparency and accountability is something traditional research often struggles with.
Okay, so we've got this revolutionary concept. We've got real world examples, and we've got big names like Pfizer interested.
I know.
It almost sounds too good to be true. So tell me, what are the challenges? Where's the catch?
Well, like anything new, DeSci has its hurdles. The whole regulatory thing around cryptocurrency is still, up in the air.
Right.
And that can make investors and researchers a little hesitant. And then there's just the fact that blockchain technology can be pretty complicated and scary for the average person.
Yeah, even for some researchers.
Yeah.
And of course, let's not forget about how volatile the crypto market is.
Oh, right.
I mean, I get nervous checking my crypto portfolio on a good day.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine trying to fund groundbreaking research when the value of your funding could, drop 20% overnight.
Yeah, that's a valid concern, but here's where it gets interesting.
Well, tell me more.
Despite all these challenges, the DeSci market is already estimated to be worth about $1 billion.
Wow, $1 billion.
Yeah, and analysts are predicting that it could be worth 10 to 100 times that by 2025.
So even though there are risks, the potential is huge.
Absolutely enormous. It's crazy to think about, right? All that potential, even with the ups and downs of the crypto market.
Yeah, it's definitely catching a lot of attention, but what does it really mean for, the average person, our listeners?
It's the big question, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to talk about billions of dollars and Pfizer's interest and all that, but how can people actually get involved in DeSci?
Right? Are we all supposed to become scientists and set up labs in our basements? Well, not exactly. DeSci is offering this new way to support the research you care about, and it's not just donating to some cause.
Okay, sounds interesting.
It's about really taking part in the whole process.
Okay, I'm listening. Tell me more. How does that actually work?
So let's go back to Vita Deo, our DeSci superstar.
Yeah.
Remember, they're funding that longevity research, the whole fountain of youth thing? Well, it all comes down to tokenization.
Tokenization.
Yeah, when you contribute to Vita.io, you get tokens that represent your piece of ownership in the research projects they're funding.
Wait, so instead of just like throwing money at something and hoping for the best, I actually own a part of the research.
Exactly. And that ownership comes with some pretty cool perks. You get a say in how the research is done, and you could even benefit financially if it leads to something profitable.
Wow. So it's like crowdfunding, but like way more powerful.
Right. You're not just a donor, you're an investor in scientific progress.
No wonder Pfizer's paying attention. But what about Research Hub? They're not focused on funding, right?
Right. They're tackling a whole different problem.
Okay.
The super frustrating world of scientific collaboration and knowledge sharing.
Oh yeah, that can be a pain.
They're building a decentralized platform where scientists can share their work, get feedback, and collaborate on projects. And they get rewarded for their contributions.
So it's kind of like a social network for scientists, but with blockchain added in.
Yeah, exactly. And think about all those academic papers hidden behind those expensive paywalls.
Ugh, don't remind me. It's like they're trying to keep knowledge a secret or something.
Right. So Research Hub wants to change that by making research open to everyone and rewarding the researchers directly. It's about democratizing knowledge and making discoveries happen faster.
Okay, that sounds pretty awesome. But let's talk about the tokens themselves for a second. We keep mentioning tokenization and DeSci tokens, but like, what do they actually do? Are they like Bitcoin? Can I, buy a pizza with them?
Well, probably not pizza, at least not yet. But DeSci tokens have all these different functions in their ecosystems. They can be used for funding, for governance, even as rewards for researchers working on a project.
So it's not just about throwing money at a project and crossing your fingers.
Definitely not. These tokens give you a voice, a real stake in the research.
I like that.
Let's say, for example, you're really passionate about finding a cure for a certain disease.
Okay.
With DeSci, you could buy tokens specifically for that research area. And those tokens might give you voting rights on what projects get funded or even a share of the profits if they're successful.
Wow. This is pretty mind-blowing stuff.
Yeah.
But it also sounds a bit overwhelming. Like, there are so many DeSci projects popping up now. How do you even know where to start? What should you look for when you're checking out a DeSci token?
That's a great question. It's a bit like being a detective, except instead of solving crimes, you're trying to find hidden gems in the world of decentralized science. That's something we'll dig deeper into in the last part of our DeSci deep dive. We'll give you the tools and insights you need to figure all of that out.
Okay, so stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back to break down the mystery of DeSci tokens and help you understand this revolutionary world where science and crypto meet. And remember, don't forget to check out those amazing offers in the links below. Welcome back, everyone. We've been on this amazing journey through DeSci, talking about how it could change research forever and how these DeSci tokens actually work. But now it's time to equip you, our listeners, with the knowledge you need to, navigate this whole new world. So let's say you're thinking about dipping your toes into the DeSci pool. What should you be looking for when you're checking out a token?
It's like being a detective in a way.
Ooh, I like that.
But instead of solving crimes, you're trying to uncover those hidden gems in the world of decentralized science.
Finding those diamonds in the rough.
Exactly. And the first clue you got to look for is the project's team.
Okay, the team.
Yeah, who are the brains behind this whole thing? Do they have a solid background in both science and blockchain?
Right, you need that perfect mix of like scientific genius and crypto wizardry.
Exactly, like finding a unicorn who can code.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
Next, you gotta look at the problem they're trying to solve. Is it a real problem? Something that's actually holding back scientific progress?
Okay.
And is their solution something new, something innovative?
Makes sense.
But more importantly, is it actually doable? Can they pull it off? And does it really use the power of blockchain in a way that makes sense?
Because we've all seen those projects that try to, force blockchain onto everything like it's some magic solution.
Well, yeah, for sure. But if it's not actually fixing a real problem, it's just hype.
All smoke and mirrors. Okay, so we've got the team, we've got the problem they're trying to solve. What else?
Now let's talk tokenomics.
Ooh, tokenomics. Sounds complicated.
It can be a bit complex, but it's super important. It's like the lifeblood of any DeSci project.
Yeah.
How does that token actually function within the whole ecosystem? What can you do with it?
Okay.
Is the distribution fair and transparent?
Right. Got to make sure it's all above board.
Yeah, a well-designed token economy is crucial for a project to, survive long term.
So tokenomics is key. Got it. Anything else?
One last thing, and don't underestimate this, the power of community.
The community.
A strong, active community can make or break a DeSci project. Look for lively discussions, people who are really passionate about the project, and a shared vision for the future.
It's all about working together towards a common goal. Like DeSci is about democratizing science, right?
Exactly, building a more open and collaborative research environment. So as we wrap up our deep dive here, let's take a moment to think about the bigger picture.
Okay.
DeSci has this incredible potential to completely change the way science works, but it also brings up some important questions that we as a society need to think about.
Ooh, give me those thought-provoking questions.
As science becomes more decentralized, who actually controls the knowledge?
That's a good one.
How do we ensure fairness and accountability in this new system? What are the ethical implications of, putting a price tag on scientific discoveries? These aren't easy questions to answer, but they're essential to think about as DeSci keeps evolving.
It's like we're standing at the edge of something brand new, filled with so much possibility, but also a lot of unknowns. It's exciting and, a little bit scary at the same time.
I agree. But one thing's for sure, DeSci is a movement worth paying attention to. And this is just the beginning,
It's scratching the surface.
We encourage you to check out the projects we've talked about, explore more of the DeSci world, and see how you can be part of this scientific revolution.
It really is a revolution. And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to check out those awesome offers in the links below. Who knows? They might be your gateway to the fascinating world of DeSci. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. The future of science is out there, and it's waiting for you.